So here we are again. Today I want to talk about membership. Um, it used to be that you go to a church, maybe you're born into a church, you grow up at whatever kind of the age of transition from childhood to adult. Um, you would begin the process of becoming a member. If you're a Catholic, it means you get confirmed. If you are Protestant, maybe you go through catechism, maybe you go through various things like this, where you begin to learn about the faith of Christianity beyond the Bible stories of children's church or Sunday school, but into the more kind of deep, rich, theological kind of behind the scenes stuff of Christianity. And once you got to the end, it would it would lay out explicitly, this is what our church believes. This is our statement of faith. This is our community confession. This is our this thing. You would then commit it to memory as much as is possible. You'd commit it to memory, and you would recite it publicly as a demonstration of your confession, or your joining into that confession, and then you would be a member of the church. It would come with it certain benefits. Some churches have it, or denominations have it, that if you're not a member of the church, then you can't do communion, you can't be baptized. Some churches would have it be that if you're not a member, then you can't receive certain goodwill contributions from the church. So, like, a lot of stuff on it. Nowadays, if you go to church, if they have membership procedures, it's you walk up front, maybe, shake somebody's hand, and then that's it. Or you meet with somebody for a series of classes or sessions, and they tell you certain things about them, but there's no real obligation attached to it. There's no expectation that if somebody does disagree, then, oh well, we'll accept you anyway. And then you can move on with your life. There's no distinction in your existence from it. I think a lot of this can be traced back to the kind of the demise of respect for denominations and the rise of non-denominationalism, because if you decided, hey, we're going to go to church today, there's a Christian church, a Baptist church, a First Church of the Nazarene, Assemblies of God, Pentecostal Church of God, PCUSA, United Methodist Convention, Southern Baptist Convention, whatever. Like, you walk in there, there's already kind of implied concepts of what that means. You walk in, you go like, you know what, we're going to become a member. That denomination had a shared confession of faith that you are expected to learn, to commit to memory, and to commit to living. Whether that's the 16 tenets of faith of the Assemblies of God, or if that's the 32 of the CMA, or like the whatever it is. Well, as churches have gone away from denominationalism and gone into non-denominationalism as kind of a trend or a fad, without that overarching confession of faith that was part of that larger organization, churches have just been, well, it's not necessary, it's not as important, or they've gone to weak sauce kind of, well, I believe in Jesus, like kind of general things that aren't really teased out well. And so there's kind of a posture in a lot of Christian churches, Christian communities, and Christian leaderships that it's just not important. It just doesn't really matter. It's not something worth arguing about. People come in, people go out, What I would like to say is, so every single organization you interact with on a daily basis has a membership, whether that's Spotify Premium, or if that's the Target Spot, or if that's Walmart Rewards, Kroger Plus, Hulu Plus, like all these things. They have memberships to them. And it's not just simply, well, we want to put your name on a list somewhere, the way people believe that Christian churches are. With that rewards, that program, whatever it is, that membership, comes with it loyalty. If they know that, hey, you have a credit card in that company's name, Kohl's or Walmart or Target or Amazon, if you have a card in their name with like Amazon Prime or whatever, then you're going to shop with them more often. It's going to create loyalty and frequency, consistency. It's going to bring you back into their doors. It's going to bring you back to their website, back to their content. You're going to consume it more often. The second thing that it brings in is access. As soon as you put your email, your phone number, your address onto the list of their rewards program, you're going to start seeing stuff appearing in your mailbox, promotions coming up, driving sales, products, things like that. And it gives them access to begin to give their message to you through more mechanisms, more frequently, whatever that message is, and they're very persistent and consistent and insistent about it. Every time you listen to Spotify, every time you walk into Target, every single time you go through the check line at Walmart, they're going to ask you, they're going to insist, they're going to make it clear that they prioritize and value you joining their membership. They don't have shame about it. So my question now becomes, with Christianity, where is our shame about this? Where is it coming from? Because all they care about is your money. They don't care about you as an individual. Your individual demographics matter to them is it makes it easier to sell to you more directly particular products and services. But they don't care about you as an individual. If you stopped coming into their store, they really wouldn't care, because someone else is going to replace you in body in their store, in their sales. They don't care. So as far as Christianity is concerned, we value your soul as a person, your individual nature, your presence together. Like, those are important to us as an organization and us as an institution. So why are we more squeamish, more shameful, more kind of disingenuous, I guess, about the idea of wanting people to press in more and become members? It's disconnected from the reality of the thing. I think in some ways it's naive. And then I think on some ways, it's just people have had bad experiences with Christianity in the past, and so we're just trying to push away the institutions that could cause those bad experiences and just throwing the baby out with the bathwater. So, I'm not saying that, well, we need to be more like the secular world, if that's the message that you're like. No, I'm saying that their idea of what is important, these memberships, they stole that from us. They saw that people that are members of churches are more faithful, so let's make them members of our church of Walmart. Let's make them members of our church of Amazon Prime. Let's make them members of us. They're stealing that idea and they're using it, corrupting it in some ways, diluting it in some ways, in order to just make money, because it's effective. It's proving the reality that it does bring in those alternative kind of details, that loyalty, that consistency. It brings in those things for the given end of theirs, which is money. For us, we want that loyalty, we want that consistency, we want that access, so that we can get at the end game, the eventual culmination of your soul in heaven. That's the end. So I think um, I think it's a mistake for modern Christianity to downplay or discredit the importance of membership in their churches.